Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, bringing you update what's going on at the garage. So, 2019 GMC Sierra Denali edition. She is now finished. Everything is on, and this truck looks absolutely awesome. It is just so cool. You can see the new upper control arm, the new lower control arm, all new ball joints. We fixed everything. You can see how nicely all the wiring, just like the stock setup was. Same thing up there. We have the sensor right here for the magnetic ride, and then we made our own link bar for the sensor and then put it right into the control arm right there, and it sits exactly where the original actually sat. So this came out really nice. It took a lot of work to get a 2018 setup to fit in a 2019 truck, but we got it in there and we got everything working the way it's supposed to. There's our other side, there's our sensor, our link bar, upper control arm, lower control arm. Everything works. And then if we go in the back, you can see all the work we did back here. So you can see the axle flip. So the axle, that's the axle right there, used to sit underneath the spring right here. We actually took the whole axle and put it on top of the spring, and then there is a saddle that it sits on, and then a saddle up top that the U-bolts hold everything down with. So that's how we did all that. And then of course I use the heavy-duty U-bolts. I don't like those cheap-ass U-bolts that come in most kits. We also took and replaced the rear swing shackles. So we put a shorter shackle in there, so this way it drops it a little bit. Then we went ahead and put limiting straps in here, and these are your limiting straps. So it connects to the bottom of the axle and the bottom of the frame, right there. And that's what keeps the axle from dropping all the way down. Because if you look right here, that's your airbag, that's your assist airbag or your helper bag. And if we let it drop all the way down, it'll rip the bag from the base or from the top up here of the airbag. So we put limiting straps in there to keep that from happening. We also, right here, is your magnetic ride sensor. There's your arm and there's your link bar. We took the old plate or bracket that held the sensor in, and we modified that to put this arm in the correct position. So this way the computer thinks that this truck is still sitting at the stock ride height when it's not. Then we modified the bottom bracket to sit on top of the axle. So this way, again, everything seems to be the same to the computer. And then we just went ahead and made our own link bar to make everything work. We also extended the rear shock bracket. So this is the original shock bracket, and then we have these extensions which make the shock sit where it's supposed to sit. So when you're going down the road, everything rides exactly like it did when the truck came out of the factory. That is why it is so important to get these sensors in the exact same position as it was when you started. If you have it a little bit too high, it's going to ride too soft. If you have it a little bit too low, it's going to ride too hard. So you always want everything exactly the way it was. And it takes a lot of time to do that. It is not easy. Plus, we had a lot of wiring that goes everywhere on this truck that we had to extend or make shorter or lengthen. There was a lot of work that went into the back of this truck to get everything where it should be. Another thing that we did was, you see these little wedges right here going right across there, that wedge right there. Originally, this plate sat on top of the spring. Well, that made the bag misaligned. So the bottom of the bag sat like this, and the top of the bag sat straight up. So it was actually stressing right over here on the bag, which would have pulled the bag out sooner or later. And it would have pulled it out when you had a heavy load on here. So we put these wedges in there, bent this plate up like this, and then straight across. So now the bag sits perfectly level from top to bottom. We also moved everything back a little bit because the electric parking brake was rubbing against the bag. So we had to move everything back. We then made the brackets here for the brake lines. So this way the brake lines would be where they're supposed to be, because the brake line bracket used to sit up here. Well, with the C-notch up there, if the brake line stayed right where it was, it would hit the frame. So we had to get everything and move it all around. So yes, there was a lot of work, a lot of sitting there going, how the hell are we going to make this all work? But we got it to work, and it works absolutely beautifully. It works so nice. There you can see everything's back in, all the liners, everything is back together. Truck looks beautiful. Alrighty, we're gonna get this truck off the lift now, and I'll get you some video of it sitting on the ground. It looks really cool. Alrighty guys, I'll talk to you in a few. Have a good one. Okay, bye.